And joining us now, West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin. Thanks so much for your time, Senator. We have lots to get into tonight. Do want to
start. Thanks for having me, Lindsay.
Pleasure for you to be here. Let's start with COVID-19. We, of course, reached the grim milestone of 200,000 Americans dead from the virus. Just today, we learned 870,000 Americans applied for unemployment this week, and more than 26 million are currently receiving unemployment benefits. Do you feel that you and your colleagues owe it to the American people to act on a new stimulus before holding hearings for a Supreme Court nominee?
I sure do. I think we should have done that a long time ago. We should have never gone out in August. We should have stayed here and worked right through it. At that time, Mitch McConnell had the HILS Act, he called, and he put forth his Republican proposal of $1.1 trillion. The Democrats from the House side were coming over. They were at 3.2. They said they would go to 2.2. So you had 2.2 and 1.1. No one should have left until we were able to see if we could come together and find a workable solution. But we did. We come back after the August recess, Lindsay, and he puts a new one out, and he starts down at 500. A lot of the things that were needed that even he recognized in his first proposal, he took out completely, just trying to get 51 votes from the Republican colleagues. It was just truly a political messaging, and it was wrong. Yes, we should stay here and get that done. It should be our highest priority right now. We have 19,000 airline workers are going to be furloughed in 2 weeks if we don't do something. We've got people that can't meet the rent. We've got people that basically don't have a job yet, still unemployment. That's running out. We've got people that are losing basically on their rent and their mortgage payments. There's so much that needs to be done.
Let's turn now to the president's comments yesterday, refusing to commit to a peaceful transfer of power if Joe Biden wins the election. Republican Mitt Romney likening it to Belarus in a tweet. You serve on the Senate Armed Services Committee. The military has said that it is not its job to get involved. What does happen if President Trump refuses to leave office?
Well, first of all, I went to the floor today. I did a resolution, and there was unanimous consent, and it passed. Not one person objected. And it's truly what it did. It reaffirmed the Senate's commitment to the orderly and peaceful transfer of power called for in the Constitution of the United States. I would hope that my colleagues on the Republican side of the aisle, my friends over there, truly put the politics aside of Democrat and Republican. Let your better angel fly. Don't be afraid to speak up. This is wrong, and we can't even entertain it. Don't be afraid to say something about it. We are Americans, and I can tell you right now, that is the bedrock of our democracy, which is a peaceful, orderly transfer of power.
Do you think that it's problematic if SCOTUS ends up deciding the election, if the deciding vote is a SCOTUS nominee that President Trump has just named? I mean, should any nominee to the Supreme Court commit to recusing themselves from a case that could ultimately decide the election?
Oh, absolutely. I think with it being a fever pitch right now, losing Justice Ginsburg and going at warp speed trying to replace Justice Ginsburg, I can't believe the hypocrisy that goes on. All of my colleagues on the Republican side, back in 2016, when Merrick Garland, Judge Scalia died in February of 2016. Merrick Garland was put up in March, and every one of them to a T said the people should have a right to have say in this. And the people in West Virginia, my colleagues there wanted to have the people of West Virginia to have a say in that. Thought it was very important. Even though it never been done before like that. And now all of a sudden the same senators are saying, oh, no, we have a responsibility and a duty. We need to go ahead and do it now. So which is it? People don't know what to believe anymore, Lindsay. They really don't. They're confused.
And Senator, you have said that you're not for expanding the court or getting rid of a filibuster. Michelle Obama, of course, famously said back in 2016, when they go low, we go high. What do you say to your colleagues and Democratic voters who argue that the only response to Mitch McConnell's decision to allow a vote on a nominee before Election Day and not giving one to Merrick Garland is to blow up the system? Do they have a point?
No. Everybody, the easy thing to do is blow it up. We've proven that in 2015, the nuclear option, and then Mitch McConnell comes right back and does it even to a greater degree, and taking away the option as far as a 60-vote threshold on filibuster and the cloture vote, and goes to 51 simple for the Supreme Court. So blowing it up is pretty easy, Lindsay. What is hard is the intent of our founding fathers that wanted us to be bipartisan. That's the purpose of the Senate. The House is the hot tea. Sometimes you can't drink it when it's that hot because it's simple majority in the House. Then it goes over to the Senate, and the Senate's a saucer that cools the tea off, so it can be drunk.
So you've got to have that balance.
It's the balance, and we are the balance. We should be the balance. And right now, we're not acting as that at all. And having the president basically sowing seeds of discourse, inflaming and fanning the seeds of division, it's something that none of us ever thought we would see. From the leader of the free world to see what we're dealing with. Never, ever in my life. And I voted for 161 judges that Donald Trump has put up. 161, 78% of the time, more than any Democrat in the Senate. I'm the most bipartisan senator. I look for any way I can to work with my president, no matter who he or she may be.
Of course, you just said you're bipartisan. You're the most bipartisan senator. Of course, you are the only Democrat to vote to confirm Brett Kavanaugh to the court. If a vote is held before the election on any nominee, are you a guaranteed no?
I am voting no on the process. It's a shame that somebody that might be very qualified would come up in this absolute toxic time. But the process, you've got to stand for something, Lindsay. You can't just say, okay, sure, we'll go ahead. I'll be part of breaking, of changing the whole demeanor of the Senate. For 230 years, we've held this at some decency and fairness. And all of a sudden, it's now out the window, and I'm going to vote to put a stamp of approval and set a precedent that should never be set. I can't do that. And I've been very fair with everybody.
Senator Joe Manchin, really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Lindsay. Appreciate being with you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.